Hello, welcome to Juniper Level Botanic Garden, the home of Plant Delights Nursery. It's the middle of April. One of the most dramatic flowering herbaceous perennials this time of year are the baptisias. Baptisias are often called false indigo. They are related to the true indigo, which was an important source of blue pigment for dyeing before chemical dyes were invented. But we grow the baptisias for their floral display. This is one bred here. It's Royal Candles, really gorgeous, sort of very strong violet color. And it's a little bit more than 4 feet tall. The baptisias are happiest with a bunch of sun. They don't have to have sun all day. They'll bloom a bit in light shade, but they'll bloom more out in full sun, just average soil. They'll even tolerate damp soil, but they're also very drought tolerant. They are herbaceous perennials, so they died to the ground with a hard frost in the fall. And an interesting thing is, after the stems have died to the ground, there's a point at which all of the stems become free at ground level, and they will blow away like a big tumbleweed. It's a means of spreading their seeds. The seeds are good size, inch long or so pods, filled with bean seeds inside. They are not edible. Many members of the legume family that are poisonous, so don't go around eating members of the legume family just because you can eat lima beans and peas and kidney beans, but many of them are not edible. But we remove all the seed pods before they drop seeds so we don't get seedlings under the parent plant because they don't come true from seed. But this is one plant. I wonder how old it is. Plant was planted in 2018, so it's 8 years old. Well, it's been planted for 8 years. Probably was a very much smaller plant when it was planted. This is, I really like Tony Avent's breeding work with baptisias because he wasn't striving for making them more compact, and he does have some lovely dwarf varieties, but he also has bred tall, and I think the taller ones make for an even more dramatic display in the garden. The stumpified plants are good for the nursery trade because they're easier to transport, but for dramatic garden display I think we're better off with the tall ones. Let's go meet another one. This beauty is yellow towers. We have a series of towers: yellow tower, white tower, purple tower, etc. And this is yellow towers, and it's making me smile because it is just so beautiful. And it's not even done elongating its flower stalks. This will continue elongate, and it's already 5 feet tall. So it'll get a little bit taller than that. Few of the stems are fasciated, where the stem broadens out into a flat plane like this. Nobody really knows what causes that, and it doesn't affect the plant, it's just an oddity. And behind it is a agave that is starting to put up a new flower stalk. That's only about a week old. It'll probably be a 20 foot tall by the time it fully lengthens. And that's a spike on one of our huge whale tongue agaves, or maybe they're called whale fin, I don't know, agave ovatifolia. And you see this baptisia is growing right with agaves and dasylirians, and a nepuntia underfoot. So again, very drought tolerant if they need to be. And another hybrid baptisia, this is our introduction ivory tower, a nice creamy white. I love that the flower stalk is smoky, sort of gray purple. It's not one of our tallest ones, but it is a really nice early white one, Ivory Tower. So add your baptisias to your garden for early spring color. It's right next to a beautiful Ito peony, one of the intersectionals that have really stunning flowers. Flowers more like their Japanese tree peony parent, and they have really good foliage. Well, thank you for your time today, and I hope to see you again in the garden.